competition out there. There's no competition out there. There's none.
Yeah.
Only if you think it is. Only if you choose to be in competition with the next person. But guess what? It's you.
Yeah.
It's that person that's inside of you that works harder than you.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you know there was a person inside of you that works harder than you?
Ooh, that's beastie.
You know, like, you got to pull that person out.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Yep.
And like I had such mental battles and such defeat sometimes, you know, and it was like, I'm gonna pick myself back up.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna keep pushing. This is a greater purpose because it's not always about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you have a strong why, when you have something that's greater than yourself, man, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stop you.
Exactly.
I don't care what comes your way. I don't care what it looks like.
Yes.
God's been doing so much in my life for little that I have, and people don't even know that I have little.
Exactly.
I walk with grace.
Yes.
And that's not ego, that's all spirit.
I think there's so many people that look at success and they see the end goal, you know, and because they see that end goal so vivid, they don't realize that failure is a process of success. It's a part of success. Like, you cannot be success if you haven't failed. Because if you haven't failed, then what defined your success? So it's not only just defining failure, but actually defining success. What is that? It's not that end goal. Success is the process. It's you setting goals and repetitively accomplishing them over and over and over and over, and failing and starting and failing and starting over and over and over. And I just think it's imperative for people, because a lot of people, you know, they're hesitant to start their businesses simply because they're hesitant to fail. But until you can fall in love with failing, you'll never be able to reach success.
Like, you just gotta wake up. You just gotta want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wake up every day. Like, I give my CD to everybody, like anybody I can. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I stay on my grind. Like I say, whatever you're doing, you just gotta stay on it. Like, you gotta be motivated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the reason you started? You know what I'm saying? Why would you quit now? You know what I'm saying? You mess around and quit, and your breakthrough is coming. You know what I'm saying? So just don't give up. Just keep fighting, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? No matter if ain't nobody behind you. You know what I'm saying? Just get behind yourself and believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. You gotta believe in yourself.
How I met Shawnie was something that I kind of saw, stepped out of the box.
Yeah.
I just so happened to be in town and decided to go somewhere where she was. We met and we talked, and the rest was history. So that I think is a big part of it, and I think it all relates to the last couple of points. Just try it, be uncomfortable, try things new. Read things, learn things, take in information as much as you can on various things. It only helps the bigger picture. It only helps solidify your knowledge, and you know, with knowledge comes, you know, I hate to say power, but more or less awareness to, you know, utilize your knowledge in the proper way. So I think that's where, you know, I think that's where the difference is made with people that are good and the people that are great. People that diligently work through things even when you may not feel like it.
Exactly.
At this point in my artistry, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
As an artist, you know, I work on music a lot. So even days that I don't feel like doing something, I still kind of force myself to do something, even if it's for 10 minutes, for 30 minutes. You know, I try to get some work in, or I try to get some information in. So.
Would you give somebody who wants to start out vlogging and they just don't have that consistency because all they see is 3 views?
Don't worry about that, because I always say, let's say you put out a YouTube video and it gets 50 views, all right? Well, what if one of those views is Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple?
Right.
Would you rather have those 50 views with that Tim Cook in there, or 50,000 views of you know, some fangirls that don't really give a hoot about what you're doing? And so for me, it was never about how many followers I had, how many views I had, how many likes I had. It was always kind of about who was behind those.
Right.
And so every single one of those views mattered, and that's how On Milwaukee found me, and that's how I started making videos for them.
Right.
In 2016 and 17, that's how Cost Headphones found me.
Right.
And so you get a couple views, a couple hundred views, but if each one of those views is substantial, it's an opportunity.
Right.
J-Matt from hashtag.
If I don't do something, someone else is gonna do it, and they're gonna get paid for doing it, and I'm gonna be sitting there thinking like, dang, well, I should have did it. and I try not to live. I try not to live with regret. So I try to at least try everything and put my all into it. And so it's just maturity and just the grind and want to control my own destiny versus someone controlling it for me.
Exactly. That's a major key right there.
Go that much harder. When you feel like you're at your lowest point, pick yourself back up and shoot and go even harder and grind even harder. That's my advice to those out there. Just continue to do it. If you know you love to do it, make a way. You might have a lot of things going on in your life, because personally I do. I have a lot of things going on in my life. People probably won't even know about, because I only allow those people to see so much of my life. But I have a lot of things going on in my personal life that people may not know about. But, your reality is your reality. So just try the best way you can to cope with everything. Time management is very important, and, just properly preparing for things. It'll just help it make it that much easier for you to accomplish your goals. Set goals. You know what I mean? Like, know what you want to get accomplished. Set time frames and things like that. It'll just help you. It's like being better organized. It'll really just help you in the long run. And that's what I'm learning too. And it's all something I had to learn within time. You have to you got to be organized.
It's very
just being an impact on the people and showing the people that it is possible. You can do things.
Right. Yep. That's really dope. So, in contrast, what would you say? As artists, as professionals, as entrepreneurs, so far, what has been the toughest thing that you've had to deal with on your journey, and how did you get over that?
I think the toughest thing is definitely bridges being burned. People take advantage of you. And they try to exploit you in any way possible. And not only that, people that you respect and support you don't support you.
Exactly.
So you meet someone that's anonymous, that's a stranger, that supports you more than your family.
Exactly.
Or your friends sometimes.
Exactly.
And that's remarkable to me. That's the biggest challenge.
The problem that I have is right now we have so many missing young girls and women in our community today. And not only that, but Milwaukee is known for the hub of human trafficking. So people come all around the world to get women from here to take them or force them into human trafficking. The way the things that's going on in our community today, we don't need another strip club. What we do need is more programs, more things and activities for families. That's the mother, the father, and the kids. We need more things that's going to tell people that you can be an entrepreneur, because we're going to help you from A to Z, versus saying go get a job. A job is not for everybody. And so my problem and frustration coming from is, what is we showing our young girls out here? That, hey, you ain't got to go to school, go to V-Line. And look how many women that was in the line.
It went viral.
I mean, it was a circus.
It went viral.
I've seen people with wedges
one thing
on.
to have suicidal ideations, which is something I have, and coping with it and talking to therapists and doing the right things to stay healthy and not acting on that. That's where I am. There's another level that is the concern of actually acting on the suicide, where you take your own life. And that is definitely a concern for me as well. And just people in general, because people don't want to talk about it because it's so uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable topic, and if I hadn't already been talking about this for 464 days in a row, I probably wouldn't be having this open dialogue on Facebook Live for all the world to see, worrying who's going to see this, my employers, my family, who knows. But in the reality, this is my truth, and I'm okay with it, because in order to break that stigma, you have to talk about it. So if you're seeing this now and you don't want to put in the comments that you are going through similar things, because I get it, it's scary, hit me up on Instagram at jmattmke and we can chat. So I'm just throwing that out there. I will listen.
Tell yourself, oh, it's possible for me. When it's not looking good, okay, it's possible for me. Okay, my car is messed up. Oh, it's possible. Like, have your dream before you all the time. Rehearse it. Talk it like it's happening now. What you got to lose? Like, what you got to lose for real? Like, you can either talk negatively or you can talk positively. Your faith gonna work regardless. And if you look over your life, I'm sure you'll see. If you're somebody who speaks negatively about your thing, and it doesn't have to be drastic negativity, like small things of doubt will creep up in your mind, and you have to tell yourself, like, no. My dream is happening. It's happening now. Like, it's currently happening. I'm on my way to my 6-figure job, or oh, you heard the alarm? Oh, that's my Audi outside. It may not be. It may be your 96 Ford Taurus. But to let them laugh. Like, let them laugh.
It's going to happen just like this. And it's not.
I mean, I just think that you have to want it more than other people, and, like, more than, like, spending your time on social media, more than, like, hanging out with your friends. Like, I did not have a social life, and still, like, kind of really don't that much, because I have to work and I have to do other things. And I mean, I was just willing to be like, I don't care if I'm uncool. Like, I want this bad enough where I don't care what I have to sacrifice. I'm going to make this happen. And I think when I've always just had that tunnel vision. And I think when you have that, you're like, okay, cool. Like, if that means I'm not like eating out and stuff on Instagram, fine, because I'm working on my goals. And that's really, really, I mean, that's what my journey has been
clear about what it is you want, like for real. Because sometimes we say we dream to be an entrepreneur, but it's like, well, what do you really want? Because sometimes we don't necessarily want to be an entrepreneur. We just want to see something come to fruition. And it's like, do you have to be an entrepreneur to do that? So I think being very clear about what it is you want will really help you like decide how you want to get to that dream. Because it's like, it's more than one way to skin a cat, right? And so sometimes we see the one thing we want to do and we feel like it's only one way to get there. Like, I got to be an entrepreneur, or I got to be my own boss. And I believe in having multiple streams of income, and I believe in having something that you own. Does that have to be the sole thing that you do? It doesn't. You know, it can look so many different ways. One of our friends, she is a doctor. Dr. Garrison, is she out there? What's her girl? But she used to dance with us. But so, I mean, like, she's fulfilling the her dream of being a doctor. But
to know what we really want. As long as you are confident in what you want, nothing can get in your way.
It's okay to not be okay. I think too many times people are waiting for this moment. They're waiting for this moment for everything to be perfect, and then I'm going to start working on my dreams, and then I'm going to start hopping into this, and then I'm going to start once this moment is created. But people have to realize that's not going to happen unless you are determined for it to happen. Unless you say, okay, this day I'm going to start. Today I am going to start on my dreams, no matter what that looks like. No matter if that means signing up for school. No matter if that means reaching out to somebody. No matter what it means, but to put on your agenda the things that you need to accomplish in order for you to get where you're trying to go.
So I try not to forget about none of my hardships because it keep me humble and it keep me grinding, because I can be at the top. Anybody who make it to the top, you're guaranteed to go to the bottom, but it's all on how you bounce back up. So I stay focused on the hard times and stuff so I can be prepared for it. I don't try to shine it away because I know it's gonna happen. So the best advice I give people is get used to being uncomfortable, because if you're trying to do something new, it's new. You ain't gonna be used to it. It's just like exercise. It's just like changing your diet. You're not gonna be used to it. You know what I mean? So you gotta find what I say is I try to make it look cool. I try to make reading look cool. I try to make being positive. I try to make it look cool. The hat, y'all like this hat? That's Happy Hustle. I can turn it to the left or to the right. Ain't no gang thing. It looks slick, but I'm gonna catch your attention and give you some substance. I created this. I'm proud of this, y'all. It looks slick. It's compatible to what somebody else got. And I didn't know that I was gonna do this. So what I just tell my people to try something. Just try something. Give it your all. Put the same energy you put in.
It's just progress. You know, living off progress as it is. You know, before we go forward, like this right here. Y'all remember this right here?
That's the
this
debut
was actually
edition.
the first magazine.
Yes.
Actually, we was just started. I just started my company. She started her company, and we collabed. And I actually have this was my first ad. Actually, see, people don't know that. I've been around for a while. I'm just blind, and there go my first ad down there in the corner.
SpeakLife.
You know what I'm saying? So this right here will always be something to remember, because this one we first started in. So I'm living off this progress. You know, it may be small in the beginning, but as you look after years, and those little progresses look like this, that's the motivation that keeps you going. Because now you want more. Now you want to strive for more. You know, progress is what it is. I live on progress. And one of my slogans is, don't believe in me, believe in my progress. You know, so you see the steps that I actually took. You see how far I go.
Who aren't ready and ultimately get thrown into the ring. So you see some American Idols who, they weren't really the people they needed to be before they became famous, or even some one-hit wonders or people like that, and they self-destruct. And we ask ourselves the question, what happened to them? Why did they have such short-lived careers? When you look at somebody like Beyonce or Bruno Mars or Prince or Stevie Wonder, who have these epic careers, they grew into the people that they needed to be in order to maintain that level of success. Those people who self-destruct, they did that because they weren't ready. That's what happens when you get into a position that you're not ready for, is you will sabotage yourself back into comfort. Lottery winners do that all the time. They win the lottery, and then we turn around and a year later, they're broke. It's because they self-sabotage themselves because they didn't really believe that they deserved the money. They didn't really believe that they could be a person who could handle money well. And so they did everything they could to get back into their comfort zone, which was being broke.
Right, exactly. And it's funny
that...
Well,
my philosophy, personally, like, my experience is, like, get the money, and then once you get the money, you can empower what you standing behind. Like, if you place a lot of the black individuals in those positions to do what we trying to get them to do, we won't have to worry about what laws say this, what laws say that. Like, for instance, if, we had Obama in office, but it's certain things that he couldn't do, but the more people that's in the office with him that's of our color can change things.
Right.
So, but the biggest thing that a lot of people lack right now is the funding. Like, you see inside like school systems. Even,
absolutely.
Like, you see it all day long, and they got great plans, great ideas, but banks denying them certain loans. So, like, more funding to the community, and you can put that money back in the community. You doing.
What would you say is a struggle that you maybe have struggled with in the past, or maybe you currently struggle with it as an entrepreneur?
I think that it will always be a struggle, but just getting people to buy into your system. And one thing that I've learned to help that has been to stay consistent. Nowadays, as an entrepreneur, we kind of cater towards, we start off knowing who we want to cater to, and then we don't get the support in which we thought we would get. We kind of steer off. Well, okay, well, let me target this person or target this people, and then we lose ourselves in the process. And so that's a challenge, because you want to cater to, you want your product or whatever it is your business brings. You want that to be, you want everyone to use it. And sometimes everyone's not going to use it, and the support is not going to be there right off the bat. So you just have to remain faithful, you have to remain consistent, and you have to stay true to yourself. So I think that's the biggest, because it gets tough. I think that's the biggest.
There's somebody out there right now, let's say they're going through something. They're going through an abusive relationship right now. They're going through a toxic relationship that is just really taking a whole toll over their entire life. They done shut everybody out. They not talking to anybody. They ain't got no best friends no more. They done moved on. Like, what type of advice would you give them to get out of their situation?
Ooh, that's real. That's deep.
Yep.
My thing was, because I've been there, everything that she named, I've been there. And the only way that I found strength within myself was through God. Nobody else. Through God and His love, it teaches you how to love yourself. And so if you can't do anything else, talk to God, pray to God, ask for strength, ask for help, ask for guidance. And like Shawnie said in the beginning of the interview, it's all a process. So don't think that because you didn't run out the door today that you're not getting anywhere. It's just but seek God. Seek God for everything. We are nothing without God.
Right.
So that's my advice. And just hold on. Just hold on and be strong. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your hopes and your dreams. Don't give up on that. Learn to love yourself.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.